Hi, I'm Kenisha. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to talk about The Other Black Girl, Season 1, Episode 8. I had previously wondered, what the hell does Hazel's cult have to do with Kendra's disappearance? It just felt like Kendra's disappearance was such like a major part of what's happening present day, and then of course we kind of get exposed to Hazel's Malaika called it a cult, so I guess I'll just go with that. And it just felt like there had to be some sort of connection between the cult and what happened to Kendra, and I think we finally got it this episode. So it turns out Diana is in charge of this cult, and it seems heavily implied that Diana is responsible for Kendra's disappearance. I'm still looking forward to seeing exactly what happened, and I hope there will be flashbacks where we get to see like the I don't know, the moment that friendship changed, and like, because we see them in episode, I think it was episode 3, we saw them in the past and their relationship, how they visited each other at college, and then of course Diana's visits Wagner Books and meets Richard and all that stuff. But I just really hope we get to see what caused the split in that friendship and what made Diana want to get rid of Kendra. And it also makes me wonder, like, how serious should this cult be taken? I know that, well, I think the cult got rid of Kendra, but that's like one person, and like how between Diana and Hazel, how many people has the cult like brought in, I guess, to do cult stuff? Like, there's a lot of time in between, I guess, Diana's success with Burning Heart and then Hazel showing up. So like, what's going on in between all those years? Like, did the cult disappear? Was the cult resurrected? Like I don't know how serious this is. And I don't know how scary and threatening they are, because Shawnee got kidnapped. And of course I thought Hazel and Diana, I guess. But Shawnee got kidnapped and was like held against her will. And then that turned around and Shawnee's this new person. But like, what does it look like when it goes wrong? I feel like Kendra's the only one, but like, how many people has the cult tried to bring in? Like, what's the success rate? I really am interested in, because like, it's how many years? Like 20, 30 years between Burning Heart and like the present day. Like, what is... I don't know. I just want to know what happened like in all that time with this cult. Because all the people that Hazel have are like around her age, it seems like. So like, just how far reaching is this cult? And what happens if you don't submit, I guess? Is Kendra the only one, or is there more harm? So I feel like I'm supposed to believe that Kendra disappeared, but because of this episode and because I'm just like talking about this right now, I do wonder if Kendra actually was killed, and therefore that would make the cult more sinister and like like more problem for Nella. But I really just kind of felt like Kendra disappeared into some kind of alternate dimension just because of how the very first scene was shot. She went like into the elevator and then went into the subway, and it just felt like a different world to me. And then of course there was the stuff with Nella seeing her reflection in like different places, and I think Nella was sort of hearing her voice when she went to Diana's place and they talked about the imprint that they were going to do. Like, there were just all these things. It just made me feel like Kendra's still alive, but in an alternate space. And maybe that's not really what's happening. Maybe she's just dead. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. But I think it would just make the cult scarier if Kendra actually died or was killed by them. And that would raise the stakes. But I do like really wonder, maybe it's just because I'm like a nerdy person and I like numbers. I kind of just want to know, what is the success rate of this cult? And like, how many people have they tried to transform? Because if it's, I mean, we've seen, what is it, 5 plus Jesse? Is that it? That's not a lot. And that's not a lot of activity if there's a gap of decades in between Diana and Hazel bringing this all up again. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I had been kind of wishy-washy about Diana and my feelings toward her, which were dependent on how much blame she deserved for Kendra's disappearance. I think now in this episode we see she's probably mostly responsible. Like, I don't know about Richard and how much he knows. I don't know if he's just like sleeping with Diana or like they are partners in crime. Like, I don't know what's going on there. And maybe it doesn't matter, but I'm very surprised. I shouldn't be, but I am surprised that Diana is in on whatever sinister stuff is happening at Wagner. And I totally believed her. Like, there were signs, now that I'm thinking about it. I totally believe that she was sad about Kendra's disappearance and it was hard to talk about and all that kind of stuff. But man, that's the episode where Hazel and Nella went to the party after work. There was that shot of Hazel like looking over Nella's shoulder in the mirror, in the bathroom mirror. And then the same thing happened with Diana a few episodes later, and that I had talked about that and those shots and how they compare to each other when it happened with Diana. And I think in that episode in that video, excuse me. I think in that video I mentioned like the angel and the devil on Nella's shoulder. But now I'm thinking they're kind of copies of each other. Like, they are one and the same. And I thought one was good, one was bad, just based on like the previous few episodes. And I had kind of turned a corner on my opinion of Diana, and I felt like she was like an upstanding person, and of course she was best friends and loved Kendra and all that kind of stuff. But now, like, it's not the angel and the devil. Like, they are the same. They're in the same cult. They're just... Okay, so now we see that, like, they're on the same page. At the end of this episode, I couldn't help but think back to the end of episode 1, where Hazel is, like, looking up at Nella in her apartment, and to me it looked like Hazel had tears in her eyes. And now that, like, when I first watched episode 1, I thought that Hazel was going to, I thought Hazel's purpose joining Wagner was she had all this information, like she got all this information from Diana about how to be successful at Wagner. And I thought it was her purpose from the get-go that she was going to make Nella disappear and like take her place. But now, I guess that's just what happens if you don't go along with the cult. And I had been wondering the first few episodes, like, will Nella end up like Kendra? And it never occurred to me until now that maybe that's not actually what anyone wants. Maybe nobody wants Nella to disappear. Maybe they just want her to go with the flow with the cult and, like, I don't know, just do what the cult does and have some kind of transformation. Like, that never crossed my mind at all, that like there's some ritual or whatever going on and Nella could experience it and be like a new person. Now I'm really doubting whether or not Nella's gonna end up like Kendra, because now like there's this new possibility that could potentially happen. I mean, I guess it could go either way, but Nella obviously seems like she's going to fight whatever is happening. Also, I can't wait to find out what is the purpose of this cult. Like, why are they doing what they're doing? Why are they having these transformations for, specifically, I assume, for Black people in the area? Like, how far reaching is the cult? Is it just like Diana and Hazel at the top? Are there other connections? Like, it seems like Diana left Wagner Books for reasons I have no idea. I wonder if Diana was like starting the cult in the past with Kendra. I guess it went badly. Maybe Diana felt bad about her friend, but that's a little hard to believe right now for me. So maybe Diana left and now is coming back because Hazel. I don't know what to make of all this. And like the timeline of all this is really interesting to me. It's just super interesting to think about what happened in the past that led to the present day, and like Diana coming back to Wagner and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's really interesting to me. So I would love to get like some hints about what happened in the past. I don't know if that's really in the cards for the show. I feel like we're gonna be more focused on the present and what's gonna happen. So I mean, I would love a flashback. That would be great for me. But I don't know. Maybe there's 2 episodes left. So maybe that's not gonna happen, unfortunately. But I don't know. I'll see in the next couple of weeks what's going on with that. So I'd love to see that, but who knows. So the shit hits the fan at the end of this episode. Jesse is transformed. Malaika gets hit by Shawnee. I think Owen is... was he? What happened to Owen? Owen was stuck at home? I don't remember. I think I'm mixing up the end of this episode, the end of the previous episode where Owen was like on his scooter. But I think that was in episode 7. So Owen, I guess, is maybe not aware of what's happening right now, if I'm remembering correctly. And then Nella gets taken. First of all, I hope Malaika is gonna be okay, because I don't know if anyone's gonna find her. I don't know if she's gonna be in any more episodes. I don't know if she's still alive. So I don't know what to make of all of that, but I hope she will be in future episodes, and I hope she's like not gonna be stuck in a hospital bed if she does make another appearance. And then Nella, like, is she gonna have the same fate as Shawnee and like just be handcuffed in a basement or something? In like Hazel's room, or maybe Diana's place? Because now Nella knows everything. Or I guess not everything, but she knows that Diana is like dangerous. So like, what's next? Is it just Nella gonna try to expose Diana for, I don't know, this cult? And is it fair to really call it a cult if Diana and Richard are using their connections to put women in, I don't know, higher positions, I guess, higher job positions? I don't know. Like, maybe this is wrong to say, but is the cult so bad? Honestly. It's like the personality stuff is super weird. Like the change in personality. I do not like Jesse's new look, and he seemed, I don't know, super docile, and like he doesn't have his own mind anymore. So like that stuff is super weird and probably shouldn't be happening. But like, if Richard is using his, for instance, like he's got a brother that's a CFO at Goldman Sachs or whatever, I don't remember what company it was, but he's got a brother that's a CFO, and he got a job interview for one of the girls. Like, was that, like, is that so terrible? I don't know. The mind control stuff seems real and seems like a problem. But like, is it possible that the, I don't know, mind control aspect of whatever is happening with these transformations, is it possible that the people can revert back to who they were before? Like, I wonder if Shawnee could, I don't know, snap out of it somehow. I want, like, it kind of seemed like Ruby maybe wasn't fully a new person. In that conversation she has with Malaika about like trying, like locking herself in Malaika's trunk and trying to get Malaika charged for kidnapping, like that seemed like it happened very recently. And it seemed like Ruby like didn't try and brush it off as that's the past, I'm a new person now. It seemed like Ruby was still kind of hurt by what happened in the past. So like, is there ways, or is there like cracks that might be part of this mind control stuff? So like, I just wonder, could something like that happen for Shawnee or Ruby? I wonder, just had this thought, if Ruby finds out that Malaika was hurt by Shawnee, could that make her change her mind? Or could that make her like want to distance herself from the cult and back out? I don't know. So, like, I don't know, it's just a thought that I just had, so maybe something like that might happen. It would be interesting to see if it was possible at all, or if once you have the transformation, it's like set in stone. I don't know. I want to see Nella fight back. She's clearly against whatever's happening. And if the cult is responsible for Kendra's disappearance, they definitely are, like, not good people, I guess. Or not, I guess. They're definitely not. And Nella should fight them. And they hurt Malaika. Like, they absolutely... Yeah, they're shitty people. So, I really want to see Nella fight back. And I still want to see if Hazel could be put in the Upside Down with Kendra, or whether Kendra could be pulled back out of it. If that's actually what happened to her, I got doubts now. Kendra she could have been killed by the people that Diana and Richard have connections with. Like, they could have set something up to have her killed. So maybe she's not alive, maybe she is. I hope that she is, and she's in the Upside Down, because that makes the supernatural feeling to the first few episodes like make more sense. But maybe that's not it. But hopefully it is. I think that would be very, very interesting. So that's what I wanted to talk about for this video. Lots of questions that I have about, like, what is this cult? What's the timeline for the cult and Diana? What's gonna happen to Malaika? What's gonna happen to Nella? Like, lots of questions. I hope there will be answers in the next couple of episodes. Last thing before I wrap up, let me know in the comments, what did you think of Jesse's new look? I asked y'all about Shawnee's new look the previous video. Now let me know what you think about Jesse. I'm not feeling it. I think he looked better before the transformation. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But let me know, what do you think about it? And that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time for episode 9.